Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man, and it's time to make a very special soap. Renee from Soaps for Love sent me a request, a challenge, and I accepted. I posted a video a couple of days ago of a picture of what she wanted me to attempt and asked you what you would do, and several of you gave some really good responses, including the feather swirl, which I've actually never done. A few of you suggested the butterfly, hanger tool butterfly swirl, which is actually partly what I'm going to do, but I'll try to insert a picture of that right around here if I can. If not, you can watch the previous video and see what it looks like. So this is actually going to be two parts. The picture appears to be a very elegant moth superimposed over what may be a Christmas card or a picture of a Christmas tree. So for the main body of the soap, I'm going to have a black base with activated charcoal. I am going to have three accent colors: Nurture Soaps, Sahara Gold. I'm going to have Nurture Soaps Raspberry Red, which is an old mica. I believe they call it today Queen of Hearts. That's really a nice red though. And I'm going to have Be Scented's Pine Mica. I'm going to have those drop swirled and then hanger swirled in to give the butterfly effect, hopefully, in the main body of the soap. Then for the moth on top, I'm going to attempt, and I stress attempt, to use unscented soap batter and to paint the moth on top. Keeping in mind, I am not an artist. I don't have a good hand for free painting like that. But that's why I say I'm going to attempt it. But I'll get to that point later. Let's work on the main body of the soap. I'm going to fragrance this with an old favorite from Brambleberry I haven't used in years, but I did recently buy it, Heavenly Honeysuckle. This is a floral, which I'm not generally a big fan of, but this really does have a nice, sweet, sort of elegant honeysuckle smell to it. So I thought that would be paired up well with this elegant looking moth on this picture. So thought that would be a very good pairing with that. That does accelerate trace, although if I remember, it's a manageable acceleration, and that will work to my benefit because I'm going to want that base to set up while my raw soap batter for the paint hopefully will still stay thin. So this may be a total disaster. I may have to do some serious editing on this video. We will see. I mixed everything up last night to soap at room temperature. It is November. I am in West Virginia. That was a little too cool. I had to gently microwave the oils because I had semi-solids sitting on the bottom. So still soaping way cooler than usual, but slightly warmer than room temperature. Can you tell I'm stalling? I'm a little nervous about this, but bottom line is, even if it turns out to be a disaster, if I've mixed the lye and the oils, which I have, this is still going to be a good bar soap. And even if the moth on top does not turn out, which I am a little doubtful, when it's cut up into bars, you're not going to see the moth. But the inside of the soap should still look very nice. And with that Heavenly Honeysuckle, I do know that holds up really well. It should smell good. Alright, enough stall tactics. Let's get busy. This is going to be the body of the soap first. So I will start, as always, by slowly, carefully pouring the lye water solution into the oils. Rinse my lye container. And I'm going to bring this to the very most basic emulsification I think I can get by with. That's all I'm dare going to do. That's not emulsified well enough. If I would pour that in the mold, it would probably separate. But when I bring all the colors in, I will stick blend it more, which will make it fully emulsified and safe to pour. So this first is going to be for the soap paint for the moth, and that's probably more than I need, but I'd rather have too much. So I'm going to set that out of the way. And I'll stir that periodically to keep it fluid. These will be the 3 accents in the main body of the soap. As usual, just eyeballing, because as usual, close is good enough. So, these will have our 3 accents. Our Sahara Gold, our Raspberry Red, and our Pine Green. And let me stir these together, and then I'll put the activated charcoal into the main soap. And I gotta pause the video. I know where my whisk is. It fell behind the counter the last time I made soap. I will be right back. Alright, let's try this again. I remembered when it fell behind the counter, I thought if you don't get that now, you'll forget about it and lose it, and that's what happened. Okay, these are looking good. Nice and Christmassy. Our batter's nice and fluid. Alright, let's get our activated charcoal into this one. Stir this in, which takes a minute. Activated charcoal is so light, it wants to sit on the top. You got to be really careful getting it mixed in, but then once you get it going, this is my favorite black. I've used black oxide. It's also messy. And when activated charcoal gels, I get a very, very deep black from it. This hasn't even gelled, and it's a very deep black. So, let me give these a quick buzz to fully emulsify it. I'm going to hand stir the fragrance in and see how it behaves, because I haven't used it in a while. I do know it accelerates. So let me do these lightest to darkest. Then we'll see what our fragrance does. I have my hanger tool. I am ready. I'm going to hand stir this in first. And if I'm able, I'll quickly hit it with the stick blender if I think I can and it needs it. And I don't remember having any serious acceleration issue. Yeah, I think I can hit this quickly with the stick blender. Let me just clean the head off quickly. Got a jug here with some hot soapy water to quickly clean the stick blender head. This fragrance so far is behaving actually quite well. But let's play it safe, get this into the mold. I'm going to pour the vast majority of the black, which is still quite fluid. Going to drop swirl our accents in. And I want them to disappear because I want a black surface. Alright, here goes our acceleration. We're starting now, which is alright. Let's do our hanger, which hopefully will create the butterfly. let's get our black on the top. Let me just flatten it down just a little, because this is going to be covered up with black. I was hoping for a flatter surface, but I knew I was using an accelerating fragrance that I haven't worked with in a few years. Okay. Now comes what's going to be the actual center of the butterfly. I'm going to use some of my uncolored batter, or excuse me, my unused unscented batter. So give that a quick stir, nice and fluid. Nice and fluid. And let's put some TD into one. This is TD mixed in water. And this is Really Red from Nurture Soap mixed in water. Take my little mini mixer and mix those in. And let's see what happens. This is going to be, once again, a straight line, hopefully. Which will be the center of the moth. And that's all I'm going to do until this sets up nice and firm. I got the radiator over here going. I'm going to set it on the electric radiator to help heat it up. Make sure we get into a good hot gel because I want this to firm up. So I will be back. Now comes the fun part, painting the moth. And of course I'm being very facetious. So here I'm using our red to paint the bottom tips of the wings. And I'm finding that my soap is still a little bit soft, which makes it more difficult than I had planned. And next I'm going to mix that in with a little bit of white. I did decide to speed this part up because this video is so long and this part is rather tedious. Next, I'm going to take our gold paint with Sahara Gold and outline the outside edge of the wing, which once again I'm finding is more difficult than I anticipated, although I did discover that dabbing the paint or blotting it on is much easier than trying to brush it on. And as clearly stated, I'm not an artist. I'm not good at painting, and I'm very much aware of that. So this is just going to be a rough, very rough, abstract painting. Here's where I'm trying to paint the head of the moth. Also keep in mind, the first soap I ever made was 100% lard, uncolored, unscented. So I've come a long way from that point. Now I'm going to paint the inner part of the wing. And thank goodness I had a jar of hot soapy water. I had the forethought for that. Thank you, God, for giving me that. I'm using Nurture Soap's, no, try that again. I'm using Nurture Soap's Seafoam Green mixed with a good bit of titanium dioxide to make this beautiful light green. So I will blot or dot this soap paint in to fill in the wings. And that's pretty much it. So here's some alcohol to prevent soda ash. That's it, rough and abstract. There's my source, classy and elegant. Rough and abstract, but that's what I have. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you later for the cut. Alright, it's time to cut our soap. So, the painting is a little on the rough side, which I expected it to be. As I've mentioned several times, I am not an artist. If I were to do this again, which actually I might, I'd do two things differently. First of all, I would use a non-accelerating fragrance so that I had a very, very smooth top to paint on. And I would let the soap fully saponify, mix up a separate batch of batter or paint to paint on the top. So I'd have a smooth top, I would have a completely solid top, and then I would have freshly made soap batter. And it might go a little better. But anyway, I knew though that once I cut the soap, this is basically going to disappear, and I'm hoping that the real part, the really nice part's on the inside. So let's see. And this fragrance is fantastic. I haven't used it in several years, but it's fantastic. And it does have really a very classy, elegant smell to it, so I thought it would just go really well with this. So I have cut our moth right down the center. let's see what his insides look like. So say goodbye to Mr. Moth. Oh yeah, that's going to look really nice. Very nice. So I'll probably cut about half of each of these since this has been such a long video anyway. We'll get a peek at each log and then I'll take a picture of everything. So here goes our moth. He's getting chopped up. Yeah, very nice on the inside. Let's see, did we get, let me cut two more. I think I messed the pattern up. Let me cut two and see if we get the butterfly effect. Let me cut two here. Put them together. And I don't see a butterfly effect. No. Well, sort of. Maybe sort of. Yeah, actually I do. Actually, yes I do. Actually it looks quite nice. So that's why I wanted to do the hanger swirl, which is also called the butterfly swirl. So let me cut one more of these and then we'll cut this other log and see what it looks like. So I am happy with the inside. Let's cut two from this one. These look actually pretty similar. Let me cut two here. No, this one doesn't seem to do it. But once again, the inside is what I was hoping for. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. I'll finish cutting these off camera because this has been such a long video, and I'll get you a picture put up. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. Love this fragrance. So Renee, thanks for the challenge. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.